Do you feel like you need a break for your mind? In Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess, 2021, Caroline Leaf shares her techniques to help you heal from trauma and negative thinking. She introduces a method called neurocycling, which helps you gain control over your thoughts and use your brain's ability to change and improve. Leaf claims that neurocycling is a new and effective approach. Unlike traditional mental health treatments that don't fully use the mind-body connection, neurocycling lets you do just that, helping you feel happier and healthier. Leaf is an expert in communication disorders and provides advice on mental health through her books and podcast, both named Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess. She also created the Neurocycle app to help you practice her method. A noted point is that despite being identified as a clinical neuroscientist, Leaf has faced criticism for lacking formal training in neuroscience, and some of her ideas are viewed as pseudoscience. For instance, she claims that practicing forgiveness can cure food allergies, an idea not supported by science. Her work is linked to her Christian beliefs and published through a Christian publisher. Yet, many find her methods transformative. This guide will first address what leads to a cluttered mind, its origins, and its effects. We'll then delve into how neurocycling works and how you can start using it. We'll also weigh evidence for and against her methods and look at mental health insights from various experts. Understanding mental clutter. Leaf believes that mental disorders are caused by negative thinking rather than physical issues in the brain. This harmful thinking is what she calls mental toxicity. We'll explain what this means by first understanding the mind and brain before defining mental toxicity and its accumulation in your mind. We'll also look at how Leaf believes this toxicity impacts your body and mind. Mind, brain, and thoughts. Leaf suggests that while the mind and brain are connected, they are separate. The mind is an energy field affecting our thoughts, emotions, and choices, while the brain is the physical organ that allows us to be aware and is shaped by our mental experiences. This view, called dualism, contrasts with the materialist view that the mind is just a product of brain processes. Most scientists lean towards materialism, commonly using cases like Phineas Gage's, where a brain injury changed personality traits, as evidence. Still, dualism points to cases like near-death experiences as evidence of the mind's independence. Leaf explains thoughts as forms of energy, as structures in the brain, and as structures in the body. In the brain, she says thoughts are protein structures called tubulin and dendrites, parts of brain cells that vibrate with energy. In the body, she claims they exist as cellular memory, allowing physical experiences to tie into mental ones. For instance, if you hurt your arm after a breakup, thinking of your ex might cause your arm to ache. She also suggests cells in your body can hold thought energy. What is a thought? Leaf describes thoughts three ways: energy, brain structures, and body structures. Are thoughts made of energy? Some, like New Age thinkers, agree, suggesting the universe is energy made of thoughts, or that mindset can attract desires. Critics argue this misunderstands physics and that no such energy exists. Are thoughts physical structures in the brain? Neuroscientists disagree. Thoughts emerge from brain activity, not as materials. They occur when brain cells communicate using electrical signals, but there's no proof thoughts are made of vibrating energy. The exact location of thoughts in the brain is unknown. Leaf claims thoughts reside in brain cell proteins, but experts say they arise when neurotransmitters activate brain cell connections. While tubulin might help in thinking, there's no evidence it contains thoughts. Also, her idea that thoughts are tree-shaped stems from a misunderstanding, since neurons, not thoughts, have tree-like shapes. Are thoughts bodily structures? Leaf suggests thoughts exist as cellular memories. Scientists typically use this term for cells recalling their histories. There's debate over whether body cells remember life events, referencing transplant patients who inherit traits from donors, controversial and lacking proof. There is, however, some backing for sensorimotor feedback in shaping thoughts, known as embodied cognition, which may explain why certain physical feelings trigger specific memories, particularly traumatic ones. But these memories likely originate from brain activity rather than residing in body cells. What is mental toxicity? Leaf explains that unhealthy thoughts carry harmful energy. If you think too many negative thoughts, this energy can build up in your mind, leading to mental toxicity. Note: some criticize using the term toxic to describe unhealthy minds because it's vague. People wonder what makes a thought toxic and how many it takes to harm your mind. Companies using toxicity in marketing may oversimplify health issues for profit. But experts agree that negative thinking harms mental health, not because of toxic energy, but due to a cycle of emotional distress. Leaf claims toxic thoughts are real and can be measured by looking at brain energy patterns. This can be done with brain mapping technology that shows brainwaves. A coherent brain shows similar energy patterns and indicates healthy thoughts. Incoherence means mixed patterns, suggesting mental toxicity. Note: science doesn't fully support Leaf's idea of measuring mental health by brain coherence. Coherence measures brain communication, not necessarily mental health. Some studies link abnormal coherence with mental illnesses, but others don't, like finding no link to depression. How toxic energy builds in your mind. What causes mental toxicity? Here are 2 sources of negative thinking and how one bad thought can lead to mental toxicity. Sources of negative thinking. Leaf says mental toxicity comes from unhealthy thinking patterns. This often happens after experiencing life's difficulties, like trauma or loss, without support from a mental health professional or a trusted person. Note: neuropsychologist Rick Hansen says our brains focus on negatives, helping ancient humans survive. Processing these experiences allows us to balance them with positives, creating a healthier outlook. If we don't, negative thinking grows, harming mental health. Leaf also points out that worrying about the future can cause negative thinking. Concerns about social and economic issues like fitting in or making enough money can contribute to this. Millennials may be especially affected by these thoughts due to challenges like social media's impact and wealth inequality. Note: Johann Hari, in Lost Connections, says feeling in control of life makes us optimistic because it offers hope for improvement. Socioeconomic factors, like financial stress, can make us feel less in control. Social media can worsen this by showing distressing news, supporting Leaf's observation about millennials. How negative thoughts affect your mind. Leaf explains that negative thoughts move through 3 parts of your mind: the non-conscious mind, which holds your identity and past experiences that shape how you see the world; the conscious mind, where you actively think and are aware of your thoughts; and the subconscious mind, which uses physical and emotional cues to bring non-conscious thoughts to your conscious mind. Negative thoughts begin in your non-conscious mind. Your subconscious mind may try to alert you with cues, but you might ignore them because dealing with these thoughts can be emotionally draining. When you ignore these cues, the negative thoughts can't be processed in your conscious mind, allowing them to grow and become more powerful. This ongoing cycle can fill your non-conscious mind with negative energy, leading to mental toxicity. For example, if you make a mistake and think, "I'm stupid," your subconscious might signal this thought with physical or emotional cues, like blushing with shame. If you ignore these cues, the thought can worsen. Over time, if this thinking pattern continues, it could lead to related thoughts like, "I'm worthless," increasing mental toxicity. Building negative thoughts. Leaf believes that negative thoughts grow stronger when not processed and given energy. Neuroscientists agree, noting that frequently repeated thoughts become stronger due to a process called neuroplasticity. This means that consistently thinking negative thoughts makes them more likely to reoccur. Leaf also states that these thoughts form in your non-conscious mind and that your subconscious tries to alert you. While Freudian psychologists suggest that uncovering these thoughts requires psychoanalysis, other experts recommend techniques like journaling and meditation to address them. Impact of negative thoughts. Leaf says that when your mind is full of negative energy, it can cause mental and physical harm. Psychological effects. According to Leaf, some psychological impacts of mental toxicity include being more reactive to stress and less equipped to handle it. For instance, minor issues like traffic may feel overwhelming. This can be explained by spoon theory, which suggests that people with limited mental and physical energy, like those with mental health challenges, have a limited amount of spoons or resources each day. Each stressor takes some spoons, and when they're gone, managing stress becomes harder, leading to feeling overwhelmed. Signs of depression and anxiety. Leaf explains that negative thoughts can change your view of the world. You might feel a constant sadness or worry about many parts of life. For instance, experts say these negative thoughts, also known as cognitive distortions, can lead to depression and anxiety. One example is expecting the worst to happen, even when it's unlikely. Trouble making healthy choices. Negative thinking can affect your judgment and lower your motivation, making it hard to focus on getting enough sleep, exercise, and a balanced diet. When you're stressed, your brain doesn't work as well, making it harder to weigh your options, plan, and follow through with your decisions. Physical impact of negative thinking. Leaf suggests that negative thinking can harm your physical health in several ways. Poor brain health. Leaf believes thoughts are real and can change the brain's structure and function. She uses brain mapping to show how negative thinking affects the brain. Similarly, psychiatrist Daniel G. Amen links mental health struggles to brain issues. He uses brain scans to identify these problems and suggest treatments. Increased inflammation. Negative thinking can raise stress hormones, leading to inflammation in the body. This can make you more prone to sickness. Some scientists agree with this, but note that not all details match Leaf's explanation. Illness vulnerability. Leaf claims most illnesses stem from negative thinking. It can make you more likely to get diseases due to poor health choices. Stress-induced inflammation compromises your immune system, and negative thoughts might trigger certain genetic illnesses. Rapid aging. Leaf's research suggests that negative thinking speeds up aging by shortening telomeres, the protective caps on DNA linked to biological age. Addressing negative thought patterns may help maintain telomere length. The debate on telomeres. Telomeres protect your DNA, and their length influences aging. Biochemist Elizabeth Blackburn and psychologist Elissa Epel argue that longer telomeres are linked to a healthier, longer life, while shorter ones accelerate aging and may lead to age-related diseases. Their research shows stress shortens telomeres, but some findings dispute the idea that optimism alone can lengthen them. Why neurocycling might help with negative thinking. The program called Neurocycling aims to cleanse your mind and brain from unhealthy thoughts. Later, we'll detail the 6 steps of this method, but it's believed to help by altering those negative thinking patterns. Understanding neurocycling in detail. Neurocycling is considered a unique and effective method to eliminate mental toxicity for 2 main reasons. It extends beyond focusing solely on the brain's physical attributes, and it employs targeted strategies to positively reshape and influence the brain. Let's delve deeper into these ideas and understand them thoroughly. Going beyond brain-only focus. For many years, numerous mental health professionals have attributed all mental processes, including issues like depression and anxiety, entirely to the brain's structure, chemistry, and neurological wiring. This viewpoint, often referred to as neuroreductionism, reduces the complexity of mental experiences to mere physical occurrences. However, other perspectives argue that your mental state reflects far more than just the brain's physiology. It encompasses your personal identity, life experiences, and individual thought patterns. This broader viewpoint posits that the physical condition of your brain isn't the only factor influencing your mental health and well-being. Critics of the strict brain-focused approach believe that treating mental issues as exclusively biological problems can be quite detrimental. Diagnoses can lead to oversimplifying personal narratives, and medication might merely suppress symptoms rather than addressing the root causes of mental discomfort. Often, these medications can introduce a variety of side effects, which complicates treatment further and doesn't always provide lasting solutions. Harnessing neurocycling to change brain function. Instead of concentrating solely on altering the brain itself, neurocycling focuses on changing thought patterns as a path to improved mental health. This approach includes the identification and modification of negative or unhealthy thoughts to avert mental toxicity. The process involves a deliberate and active redirection of thoughts, which positively influences the brain, aiding in the reconstruction of its networks and the enhancement of its overall health. Comparing neurocycling with other therapeutic methods. Neurocycling is comparable to other established mental health treatments like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, which also aim to reshape thinking patterns. CBT concentrates on identifying and altering negative thought patterns to foster emotional stability and better coping mechanisms. On the other hand, ACT emphasizes the importance of living with thoughts, accepting them, and committing to actions despite them. Both therapies are shown to change the brain's architecture through regular practice, promoting similar benefits to neuroplasticity. Additionally, self-directed neuroplasticity, SDN, is similar but differs significantly from neurocycling in its perspective on the interaction between mind and brain. Scientific research and its implications on neurocycling. Although Leaf has carried out research demonstrating neurocycling's potential advantages and effects, this research hasn't undergone comprehensive peer review by independent experts yet. Typically, scientific research is thoroughly evaluated by peers to ensure its reliability and validity before gaining broader acceptance within the scientific community. Practical application of neurocycling in daily life. Neurocycling involves undertaking a series of systematic steps aimed at processing harmful or unhealthy thoughts to promote and support better mental health. 1. Ground yourself. Initiate the process by calming your mind, using techniques such as deep breathing exercises or mindfulness practices to foster tranquility. 2. Notice your thoughts. Develop an awareness and recognition of unhealthy thoughts, which can often indicate underlying issues or unresolved conflicts within your mental and emotional framework. 3. Understand these thoughts. Engage in exploring these thoughts more deeply and thoroughly, examining their origins, influences, and impacts on your life and mental state. 4. Write about them. Document these thoughts in writing to externalize them, making them more visible and manageable, thereby preventing them from festering internally. 5. Challenge and reframe your thoughts. Utilize this objective perspective to scrutinize and contest your unhealthy thoughts, as well as envisage and develop healthier, more constructive alternatives. 6. Act on healthier thoughts. Implement these new healthy thoughts through related actions and activities that reinforce and solidify them, ensuring they become an integral part of your mindset and behavior. Regular practice of neurocycling and its importance. To attain optimal results and benefits, it is recommended to engage in neurocycling daily over a span of 63 days. The initial phase involves committing about 30 minutes each day. Maintaining consistency is crucial, as missing days might hinder progress and possibly diminish the effectiveness of the new thought patterns. Practical and diverse uses of neurocycling. Neurocycling can be employed across various aspects of life to serve different purposes, such as maintaining daily mental health, replacing unhealthy habits with positive ones, processing and recovering from traumatic experiences, and even enhancing educational endeavors by fostering a reflective and deep approach to understanding new information and mastering subjects. This versatile method provides a structured pathway to not only deal with immediate mental health challenges, but also to foster a long-term positive outlook that contributes to holistic well-being. By integrating neurocycling into daily practice, individuals can develop resilience, cultivate emotional balance, and enhance overall mental clarity and focus, making it an invaluable tool for personal development and health maintenance.